You start off by some
I wish it were hotter. That's a phrase that Mike likes to say. More so reverse psychology, if you will. It gets really hot out here, and so just say it, believe it.
What was your reaction to winning Player of the Week? Was expected after that.
Yeah, it was cool. That's my first one, but I've said this in many other interviews that individual success is only done within team success. If we never won that game, if the defense never did what they did, if our offense didn't go out and put points on the board, none of that would have been possible. So I amend that to our team.
You got that award, but you're also getting a lot of congratulatory messages from friends and family after that game.
Yeah, I got a lot of messages after the game, but yeah, just normal congratulations.
So there's a bunch of stats for the first 2 weeks of the season that show like how you improved, how you're a better player. In 2 weeks, what is something that maybe the average person hasn't seen that you think you're executing at a higher level than years past?
Well, I think it's hard to look back at the things that I did last year or the year prior because of what the offense entails for us. You got to be locked in every play. You got to understand the motion landmarks, motion points. There's a lot to the offense, so it's kind of hard for me to evaluate myself from years prior. But that's not something that I would say I necessarily do on my own as well. I don't just go back and look at all the years that I've played and all the games that I've played in, and then compare it to this year. They're all three different systems, and they all work differently. So, I got to hone in on what every play asks of me, and go out there and execute.
Is there a particular part of your game that you feel that much more comfortable about right now?
Well, I think I feel comfortable distributing the ball to our playmakers. Just getting the ball into the hands of our playmakers and letting them go to work.
So I'm doing something on home field advantage, and I'm wondering from your perspective and your experience, what makes home field advantage? The venue, the crowd, the actual team that plays in that venue? What makes home field advantage?
Well, I would say the crowd for one, and then I would say the atmosphere. Like our first game, I would say that was probably the most people that I've seen in our stadium, and it got really loud for the opposing team's offense, and that was probably the loudest that I've heard since I got here. With the Miami Dolphins fans at the Hard Rock. So, I think that plays a big key with how they operate within their offense. But yeah, I would say there's not much more to it than just that.
Mike McDaniel spoke today about stacking good days and life success. What's your approach to that?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Just one day at a time. Got to continue to go out there and take what we've learned from the meetings out there to the field, and get it corrected when we watch film.
So why are you and Mike McDaniel seemingly a perfect fit?
Why are we a perfect fit? That's a unique question.
What about him allows you to be the best version of yourself and play the best football that you have of your career?
Yeah, I think what Mike does with our offense is he complements everyone's talents. He complements everyone's ability within the offense. For instances, like if I'm good with RPOs, he'll find some way to get the RPO implemented. If I'm good with something else, or if someone's good running a certain route, we'll find ways to get him the ball within that route, a few different ways. So things like that.
There was obviously a lot of talk about broken coverages at the end of Sunday's game. But I'm wondering, from you and this offense's perspective, were there things that y'all did to maybe set the defense up to bust their coverages, or what have people missed about that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I'm not too sure if what we did offensively with motions screwed them up. But then again, we have no control over what they do on the other side. All we can do is go through our reads, go through our progressions, and then get the open guys the ball.
Well, how much of a measuring stick is Buffalo for you guys?
Well, we understand that they're a really good team. That's no secret. Everyone knows that they're a really good team. They're tough defensively. They're explosive offensively. So I wouldn't say that we have a measuring stick for how good that these guys are. Because you look at it, their opening game, they beat the Super Bowl champions of last year. And they didn't just beat them. It was it was by a lot. And the next team they played, really good team, they beat them by a lot. So for us, we're just looking at playing the way we play and playing the way we've played for the past 2 weeks. And we'll go out there, they'll get our best, and we'll get theirs.
So you mentioned motion a second ago. I think you guys lead the league in pre-snap motion. Can you explain what that does for you as a quarterback getting a Tyreek or a Jalen?
Yeah, well, we get to see what kind of defensive front they run. If they do adjust their fronts with our motions, with our tight ends, and then with our jet motions with Tyreek, Jalen, and all our other guys in the back end, we get to see how they move within their coverages. And it's going to be a real good challenge for us this week because of how sound Buffalo plays defensively with those.
Obviously,
Quickly follow. Have you seen example maybe in this game or the first game on how a defense has reacted on that motion that has affected the play?
Well, I would say in one instance where Chase ran the ball in the fourth quarter to get us down into the red area. I don't know, maybe it was like the 10 or the 5, somewhere down there. We've been running a certain play where I keep the ball and just dish it out to guys, and that motion helped get guys to move out of their gaps, and Chase was able to run and get tremendous amount of yards. So I would say that's kind of how we look at plays complementing other plays.
obviously the comeback was fun because you won the game, but is there an emphasis this week on starting fast so that you don't have to play comeback?
Yeah, we talk about adversity as an opportunity, but I think that was that was a little too much adversity. I don't think we want that much adversity. But for sure, we definitely want to start a lot faster. We want to get into the game and just stay on top what we got to do.
We know that Tyreek Hill obviously thinks your coach has a lot of confidence. The 4th and 7 call, the coming back from 3 touchdowns down. When did you have a sense that this guy was going to go for it? That this wasn't, first-year coach sometimes gets scared. He wasn't
On which play?
In general, just him, his personality.
Yeah. You never know with Mike. I'm just like, are we going for it? Are we not? And he'll just say, hey, just stay in there. We're kind of waiting to see where they mark it or just things like that. But I think Mike has the most confidence in our offense. If he does call a play, that we're going to go out there and we're going to execute it to the best of our ability. And yeah, he just has trust in us.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask your impressions on Josh Allen.
Beast. He's a beast. I don't know what else to say about him. Guy runs the ball when he needs to, extends plays with his legs. He can get the ball down the field, and he gets the ball to his playmakers. That's the biggest thing. But beast. Guy's a beast.
This is the